What's going on, guys? Zennosh here, and today in this video of Calibria Crystal Guardians, I am presenting to you guys a hero review of Garuda. So let's try to discuss about this unit right off the bat, okay? This Hindu mythic character, guys. Oh well, the name is Garuda. Remember it. He's an attack type hero unit, a 5-star net character indeed. At the level of 35, he's gonna have HP of 11,295. That's pretty decent for attack type hero unit. And attack is gonna be 1,353. Wow, that's a lot for a attack type hero unit. I like it. I like it. Defense is gonna be 737. That is pretty decent indeed as well. Whereas for speed, it's 102. Not really that awesome. Not really that bad either. Okay, just a little bit higher than average. That's it. Oh well, that's pretty good. Now let's get into the skill tree and let's see like how his skills make him very, very unique indeed. The first skill 1, is gonna be named as Firebolt. It says attack an enemy to deal 420% of attack in damage. Wow, that's a very good nuke, guys. 420% of attack in damage. Jesus, that's awesome. That's a lot of nuke. 75% chance to burn the target for 2 turns. Yes, just max skill enhance this skill right away. All right, and you will get that 15% of debuff trigger rate bonus, and 75% chance to burn the target is superb. It's so good. All right, now let's move into the second skill. Skill 2A. It says Flaming Rush. Dispel an enemy's buff and then attack them to deal 590% of attack in damage. Wow, that's a really good nuke indeed. 590% of attack in damage is too good. This skill deals even more damage to enemies with lower HP, up to a damage bonus of 50% more damage. Okay, that's so cool. That is really cool. So if you are going to fight against the boss units in a very long stressed out battle, he's actually going to keep on dealing more and more and more damage, just like Zeus. Okay, it's pretty much a copy paste of Zeus in this skill. So that's that, guys. So obviously, if the battle really stretches out for a very long period of time, then yes, he's actually going to be really, really greatly helpful. And obviously, he can deal some really good burn damage, right? Which is obviously going to be so great for the Colossus and the Leviathan, basically saying catacombs, all right? And that is so great. Burn pretty much like reduces the HP of the opponent gradually, and as far as the HP of the opponent keeps on decreasing, they will start to keep on receiving more damage from this Flaming Rush. What a amazing synergy, right? Now let's move on to the next skill. That's gonna be the skill 2B. It says its name is Flame Speed. It says attack all enemies 2 times. Each attack deals 170% of attack in damage. Not really great damage though. Increases damage of this skill by 15% for each tier of burn active on targets. There we go, guys. Now that will actually amplify the damage output. So as long as you can actually manage to inflict the burn on the opponents, they will actually start to gain even more damage. Okay, I mean like they will start to take more damage, and yeah, that is actually going to be really great. So that's that, guys. So try to inflict more burn on them. And now let's look into his skill 3A. It says its name is Flaming Abyss. Attack all enemies 3 times. That's really great. Each attack deals 115% of attack and damage, a total of 345% of attack and damage, right? So that's pretty decent indeed. Not really that superb though, in my opinion. And it has a 30% chance, and that can be improved up to like 40% chance, guys. Oh yeah, and has a 40% chance to burn targets for 1 turn and affect them with chromatic conversion for 2 turns. Okay, so there we go, guys. There is going to be a 40% chance, but he actually strikes multiple times. That is 3 times, so there is a really great chance that you are going to inflict the opponent with the burning effect. And guys, if you can actually combine, or let's say kind of synergize the skill 3A with the skill 2B, oh my god, the damage is going to be really great, guys. If the luck really favors you, Jesus, things are gonna be on your side. Okay, the heaven is gonna be on your side. When an enemy affected by chromatic conversion is healed, they will take an equivalent amount of fixed damage instead. Wow, this chromatic conversion is gonna be like one of the really recently added feature in this game, where the opponent, instead of healing while using the healing skill, they will actually get fixed damage instead. The amount of heal, okay, which is super duper cool, guys. Which is super duper cool. So if you are actually going to face the battle against the opponents that are pretty much really good at healing themselves up, it's gonna be so great indeed. Instead of healing themselves up, they're going to deal some really good damage to themselves because it's a fixed damage for Jesus. Oh Christ, oh my God, that's so great. That is really really great. I like that. Okay, so that's really awesome. But the thing is that like it has a massive cooldown of 5 turns. OMG. And now let's move on to the next skill. That's gonna be the passive chromatic conversion. Okay. So right over here, guys, it's all about chromatic conversion. So, all right, 100% chance to affect the enemy with the lowest percentage HP with 2 turns of chromatic conversion at the end of the own turn. So, oh well, he pretty much actually only focuses on a particular opponent with the lowest percentage HP. So if somehow you manage to just focus on one single opponent, that's going to be the boss unit, yes, he is always going to be affected with this one. So that's that, guys. I really don't think that this is actually going to be of really great use in the arena content though. But if you're actually trying to make really good progression in the PvE contents, especially the battle against the boss units, in that time this chromatic conversion can be a little bit of help to you, especially if that opponent is really good at, or let's say that boss is really good at healing himself up. And that's all there is to it, guys. And when an enemy affected by chromatic conversion is healed, blah blah blah, they will get take an equivalent amount of fixed damage instead. So it's only about chromatic conversion. I think this skill is pretty much useless unless it's kind of really very conditional indeed, that your opponent is really good at healing itself up. Okay, only in that case this skill is actually going to be really good, or else in a nutshell I think the skill 3B is gonna be like pretty much useless, guys. Next one is gonna be the skill 3C. All right, a passive effect indeed, chromatic transfer. Okay, it has a little bit of like greater use when being attacked with poison, burn, or bleed effects. Immediately resist the effect. Wow, that's great. 70% chance to reflect. I mean, that's going to be 100% chance indeed. 100% chance to reflect the effect to the attacker. Target may resist this effect based on their resistance stats. Okay, so this is really great, especially for the Leviathan, right? Yes, especially for the Leviathan, this is actually going to be really good indeed. I mean, like, not only that he's going to resist these dot skills, but he's actually going to reflect. Wow, that's really awesome. If there are any stages in the game where you really are going to face a lot of dot skills like this one, like the dot negative status effects from the opponents, like Mommy and many other things, then you guys can pretty much like just reflect, okay, this kind of like negative status effect to the opponent itself with the Garuda being around. And that's that, guys. But there is not really any good damage output right over here. It's very conditional indeed, so you cannot actually use this chromatic transfer everywhere. The best place to use this is obviously going to be the Leviathan. Okay, so obviously he has a really great use in the Leviathan thanks to his burn skills and being able to deal more damage based on the burn effects as well. Or else, as the battle progresses on with his skill 2A, he can actually keep on dealing more damage. That's really great. Flaming Abyss is gonna have really some like good arena compatibility, right? This is really awesome as well. I mean, like being able to affect the opponent with the chromatic conversion, it actually pretty much disables the opponents to sort of heal. If they actually heal somehow, I mean, like, they're actually gonna damage themselves instead. Okay, so this is really awesome indeed. And that's that, guys. That's that. Now let's move on to the next thing. That's gonna be the leader skill. All allied heroes crit rate is increased by 24%. Okay, well that's pretty awesome. I mean, like in this game it's really gonna be hard to increase the crit hit rate, right? And if you actually can just improve it, then that would be better, right? So I mean, like, I would say like this skill is pretty much okay. I mean, like 8/10, like that kind of thing. Not superb, but yeah, being able to have like extra critical hit rate can actually really take some of the load off your soldiers. Okay, but obviously in the late game, obviously you will have a lot of critical hit rate build up in your like overpowered rune sets. So in the late game content, I really don't think that kind of leadership skill is actually going to be of very super use. I think the skills that actually improves your speed stats is going to be the one that you are going to look forward for. All right. And now let's look into what sort of runes are actually gonna really help this creature out. All right. Firstly, if you really want to build him a very good nuke type of hero unit, then obviously you can go with the attack plus the this wild set runes. Okay, attack plus wild set will actually really allow him to deal some really good massive damage output, especially with his skill 2A. He will be able to deal some really good damage output to the opponent. Or you can actually go with the destruction plus the wild set as well. These two rune sets are actually going to help you a lot as well. All right, this is really great indeed, the destruction and the wild set. If you really want to improve his damage output, but if you really want to use him as a utility, because like obviously you can actually burn the opponent, right? And you would really want to do that, isn't it? In that case, guys, you can actually go with the agile plus the wild set, or you can go with the berserk plus the wild set. All right, and that's going to really help you out. You can actually go with the counter set as well, because like in his first skill, that is skill 1, he really does have 75% chance to land a burn on the opponent for like 2 turns, right? Which is super cool. All right, and you can actually make that happen as well, so that is gonna be really great. So he's pretty much a very versatile unit indeed. If you really want to build him as a nuke unit, or really as a utility unit, or let's say as a counter unit, it's really up to you guys. All right, and that's that. So I would say it again. First of all, go with the attack plus wild set if you want to build him as a nuke. The next option is going to be the destruction plus the wild set. If you want to go for the utility set, so that like you can actually focus on his burn effects more and more, you can actually go with the agile plus the wild set, or a berserk plus the wild set. All right, and that's going to really help you a lot. But if you really want to go a little bit on passive mode, you can actually go with the counter rune set, and whenever he counters, there's going to be a really good chance that he's going to inflict that burn on the opponents. All right, so as a nuke, what sort of primary stats should we really focus on? The 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th slot. All right, so let's talk about this right off the bat. First of all, guys, when it's about like 2nd slot, please try to go with this speed stat boost. All right, so I'm like, that's that, guys. That's pretty much basic. But if you really want to go with like a damage build, then you can go with the attack percentage boost as well. It's really up to you. But speed, primary stat is gonna be more better. Next one is gonna be the 4th slot. In this case, if you really are on the utility build or the damage build, whatever the build you have, just go with the crit hit rate or the crit hit damage. Okay, if you really have a lot of like critical hit rate thanks to your substats or your additional stats, you can pretty much go with the critical hit damage. But if you don't have enough critical hit rate on all of your runes combined, then just go with the critical hit rate, so that like you can keep your critical hit rate really high. If you might be asking me like, what would the proper amount of critical hit rate that I should have on my hero unit, that should be about like 75% to 80%. It's like minimal. You should be having at least 75 to 80% of the critical hit rate stats on your hero units. All right, so that you can totally focus on your critical damage afterwards. Next one is going to be the 6th slot. All right, if you really want to go on the utility set, it would be really helpful if you go with the hit percentage as your primary stat. This is really going to help you to actually land those burns really nicely. But if you are actually looking forward for even more damage, the direct damages, just go with the attack percentage boost. All right, so that's that. So those are the primary stat that you are supposed to give to Garuda on the 2nd slot, the 4th slot, and the 6th slot. And what about these substats? If you are going for the utility build, or the ball thing, the damage build, just go with the speed boost, the critical hit rate boost, the critical damage boost, and finally that's gonna be the attack percentage boost. Okay, so these are the 4 main primary stat that is actually going to help him to become more better. All right, to become really lethal indeed. And if you can actually fit into him some hit percentage boost as the substats, that would be better as well, because like obviously he has burn, guys, and that's going to be really great. And he does actually excel his damage with the burn as well. So keeping that in mind, you would not really hurt his performance if you actually give some really good hit percentage stat into him as well. Okay, so try to just consider that fact. All right, and he's gonna be really great. So that's that, guys. This is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel. See you guys in the next video.